The Urantia book is filled with wonderful stories, but it's not to be read as a story book. Its history is real, new, and unknown, but it's not to be read as a textbook. The Urantia book's inspiration and insight is life-changing, but it's not a self-help book. The Urantia book is one of a kind, and it's written in ways unlike any other book. So it should be read in ways unlike any other book. It's the goal of the reader and the responsibility of the publisher to adopt a new style of thinking so that their thoughts can be composed from what they've learned from God. It's always advantageous to the inception of a new study that the student have a clear idea on how important that study is to them, or how the importance of that study ranks as opposed to other important aspects of life. To achieve this, you could ask yourself a few simple questions. Where do you rank the Urantia book from 1 to 10? 10 being the Urantia book is most important. Do you like reading the Urantia book more than you like reading the newspaper? Do you like reading the Urantia book more than you like watching television in the evenings? And as long as you are honest with yourself, you will be able to see how much time, how much effort, how much focus, how much determination you should be putting into your studies. I've always been a big believer that knowing your goals and defining your expectations not only helps to foster a continuous desire to educate yourself as you make progress, but it helps you to better find what you're looking for, and it helps you to recognize when you found it. Furthermore, without goals, it's impossible to recognize achievements. Without recognizing achievements, progress is not apparent. And without progress, that's called failure. Find a place for your studies. Find the time, make a schedule. Make sure it's a quiet place, but not so much a quiet place in the world as a quiet place in your mind. Imagine the tone and intensity it takes to study the intricacies of law or the subtleties of disease at a university. And then imagine the type of tone it takes to study the innermost workings of love and life in the universe. Also in a university, studying is important that you address the issues, that you know the facts and how to react to them. With the Urantia book, it's much more important for you to address yourself to the issues. It's much more important for you to know how things react to you. It's important for you to include in your attitude the fact that you are a force with power to make things happen, that you are, in fact, important to the growth of the universe. One of the most important, one of the most recurring, and one of the most profound statements in all of Christianity is when Jesus said, "You will do greater things than I." And as you read the Urantia book, you'll begin to see that this is true. As you read the Urantia book, you'll begin to see how this is true. And it's quite a tall order for a man or a woman, I admit. But the proof is here. We are capable. We are even destined to know these things. But because we're at the very beginning of this kind of thinking, we cannot rush. You should not want to read through the Urantia book. You should approach it with a more artistic style. The development of a new style of study is required for the Urantia book, and the diversity of styles that people come up with in their study of the Urantia book will prove to be an indispensable tool in the understanding and the overall acceptance of the Urantia book as a whole in the future. And it will also be a major key in the inception, the development, and the sustenance of this revelation that the Urantia book is attached to. So I urge you all to find your own understandings in the pages here. Furthermore, we all have to be shared with. We all have to share to find the most value, to gain the deepest, most all-encompassing understanding of anything that we learn. And this is why it's important for you to find others who have interest in the Urantia book. This is why it's important for you to join a study group. This is why it's important for you to arrange your own study group. It's not only about you being able to gain new perspectives and understandings from others, it's also about you being able to share your ideas. It's also about you being able to instill your influence in others. In this way, the Urantia book has the most power. Not only is it being shared with more people, but each individual's understanding of it is becoming stronger. So why study the Urantia book? Why read it? What do you want from it? What do you think you're going to get from it? To answer these questions, you have to refer back to your goals, because everyone's answers are going to be at least a little bit different. And as you read on, you'll notice that your goals and your expectations have changed. And as you talk to other people about it, you'll notice that their goals and expectations have changed as well. And then you'll start to see similarities in what used to be sharply contrasted ideas. And then you'll know that we all just really want the same things. And then you'll see the reality of the brotherhood of man. And then you'll see the reality of the fatherhood of God. And then you'll know. And you'll be the revelation that the Urantia book is attached to.